My name is Debi and I'm one of the owners down at NJWEEDMAN'S joint. I'm a nurse, a registered nurse in the state of New Jersey, and that's kind of how I came to know everybody in the cannabis community. I was a nurse at a home care agency. I was director of nursing, and this mom came and she wanted to be a nurse for her son, and her son had intractable seizure disorder. And she used cannabis to control his seizures. It was Jenny Storms and Jack's. They ended up moving out of the state of New Jersey. But before they left, Jenny had invited me to the first annual cannabis conference down in Trenton, New Jersey at the State House. So my son is, he's going to be 11 on the 20th. And he was born at 24 weeks because his mother was a cocaine user and she went into preterm labor. So he had a grade 4 bleed in his head. So he has spastic quadriplegia. He has really bad bronchopulmonary dysplasia. He has a G-tube, so he can't eat anything because he can't swallow and breathe at the same time. What else does he have, my little guy? He had a surgery for his heart, too. He had to have a patent ductus repair in his heart, and he has autism. So he was on so many drugs when I took him home, this poor baby, which I basically weaned him off everything, and they really didn't do much of anything. I worked in a long-term care facility for children, and I can tell you that they use Ativan and Valium and all these drugs, and you have to chart that they're for spasms or they're for seizures, but they're to chemically restrain children because they're easier to take care of when they're just laying there. And now you can't tie somebody up in 4-point restraints. You have to chart every 2 hours if somebody has restraints, but you can chemically restrain them. And that's what they did to my son. There was no reason for him to have Ativan 1 milligram 4 times a day. He was an infant, he was a baby. But that's all the kids there are chemically restrained. And you know what? I worked there, and I'm going to say that, and because that is the truth. I saw it. Would he benefit from cannabis? Absolutely, because it would help with his muscle spasms. It would help with his irritability. It would help him in so many ways. But I still have yet to find a doctor that will prescribe for him. My mother is 83 years old. I have a son that's disabled and goes to a really good school. My girls are here. I have a house. I have a job. I mean, and why should I have to leave? I mean, New Jersey had a medical marijuana pass in, I guess, I don't know, 2010. And it just really is a terrible program. There's no incentive to be on it. You have to pay to be on it. You need a spot. You need a hub. You need a center, like I said, of activism and culture and education. So I had wanted to start a monthly support group for medical marijuana patients. And I know it's hard because a lot of medical marijuana patients are sick. I mean, that was my vision for the joint, was to be the center for activism. You have to be a visionary and an activist, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, City of Trenton was nice to us and embraced us, and to see the community come in and like the young people have a place to go and to rap and to play music and to just have something positive in their lives, and to have the City of Trenton and the state of New Jersey turn that into something negative because they're advocates for cannabis. They benefit from people being addicted to drugs and addicted to medications. And if I had to say something to Chris Christie, I would just tell him to just listen to what people have to say. If he knew the facts that marijuana is not a gateway drug, it's alcohol. When you come to the realization that nobody cares about your child because their life doesn't matter because they're disabled. So, but we're gonna sit there so he can ride down State Street and see us every day. I think everybody just needs to be educated. And once you're educated, then you can really make a informed decision as to, you know, whether weed is so evil or not. And to all the parents out there that have, you know, a child that's disabled, you can hit me up on Facebook. It's Debi Medeo, D-E-B-I, and then Medeo. You can also hit up on the joint page. We have messages. So, you know, we could get together and start a support group down there and, you know, try to help each other out as far as getting through a very difficult system to navigate through. And I've been in, you know, the medical system since 1987, and like I said, this is just, it wasn't easy for me to do.